So we are live. Welcome everybody to another stream here. It's the last stream of 2024. So I really wanted to come online here to go live and to take you with me while I'm exploring an automation that we have built for one of our customers. A pretty exciting automation, if I would say it myself, because it really helps to accelerate sales for them. And that's the point. That's the point what we're doing here with Titanify. We optimize business processes, we automate business processes, we help businesses to accelerate sales using automations, using Microsoft 365, but also using AI, using Copilot. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we can do within the whole ecosystem of Microsoft 365, also with Dynamics 365. So we're using both of these tools, both of the ecosystems to accelerate some of the business processes within the companies of our clients. That's what we do. So if you have questions about what we're doing here, just put them in chat. You know where to find us. You know what to do. This is it. So I'm just going to see that I can see the chat here. And I should be able to see it here. I'm not sure where it is. So I'm going to first find that before I go ahead. But hey, Quinton, welcome to the stream. Happy to see you here. So we're going to do some automations today to show you what you can do to accelerate your sales in your business. So if you have a business, this is the moment that you should stick around, just follow along and see what we're doing here. While I'm trying to see if I'm actually doing the streaming right, I'm not even sure. Let me see here, because the settings, stream is through Restream, yeah, that's correct. So it should be fine. So I probably will not see the chat on all the other ones, because for some reason it's not showing sources, audio mixer scenes, strong control, stats. I don't see a chat anymore. So whatever. I don't get that many chats anyway, or many requests through LinkedIn or YouTube or any other of the platforms. I'm mainly going to check TikTok, because that is I would say it's becoming more of our main platform. I mean, YouTube is there as well, but YouTube is more like a search engine for us instead of like a tool where people can interact with us while we're going live. I think TikTok is a much better place for that. So that being said, welcome everybody. Happy to have you around. We are going to do business process automations. That's what we're going to do. So to give you a little bit of a background, I've been doing this for more than a decade now. A lot of the Microsoft 365 stuff is in my blood, I must say. Like it's been with me since the beginning of times. It's something that evolved from on-prem situation with a lot of service. Now it's all in the cloud. And now with the development of AI, it's super exciting to be doing this. It's super, super exciting because the stuff that you can do with AI to streamline, to accelerate your business processes is crazy. So if you have a business, if you are, I don't know, a service business, a manufacturing business, even if you're a solopreneur, you can use this stuff for yourself. Because I'm going to show you how you can create your own automated process using Power Automate, a no-code, low-code tool within Microsoft 365 to build your own automations. And I want to give this for you. I want to show this to you so you can do it yourself, because this is actually included into your license, into your Microsoft 365 license. I'm even sure that even if you have a Microsoft 365 family account, you can even use Power Automate as well, I think. Anyway, but this is specifically for businesses, so you should have like a business basic at least, or a a business standard account or license with Microsoft 365 to start using this. So we're going to show you an automation, right? So if you want to see that, and put it in chat what other kind of automations that you would want to build for your own business, and we can explore that as well. Like I can open up my lab environment and we can play around with some of these possible automations that we could make, right? So stick around in chat in TikTok. This is what we're going to do. Our last stream of this year. There's going to be many, many more in the next year for sure. Much more than last year. That's definitely one of my kind of goals for the next year, is to be more live and to show you guys, you people, you business owners, much, much more of what we do here. And hopefully you can do it yourself. And if you can't, you can always contact us to help it become real, right? So, my computer, so it's here. So if I'm not looking at you, that's why I'm on my computer right here. So let me switch. Let me just switch first here. Then you'll see what I mean. There we go. So, yeah, I'm on my environment now. Well, I'm on the environment of somebody else, but that doesn't matter. So I want to show you how we do things, or how we have built like an automation. And I'm just thinking, I don't need you to see everything, of course. Let me just do this. I'm gonna put this forward. Hold on, just a sec. Is this working? No. Yeah, that's working. Okay, I'm just using OBS to move around some of the scenes here, but I just want to make sure that you can focus on the right things here, right? So, this automation. So, what we try to achieve here is, so the customer did not have a CRM in place, okay? So the customer did not have a CRM in place. I'm gonna just, because I wanna emphasize some of the stuff. So welcome everybody on the stream on TikTok. Stick around if you wanna know how we build automations. So the customer did not have a CRM in place. They were getting leads, but they were getting leads through Excel. And they didn't really follow up with these leads, because if you just manage your leads through a CRM, and every time that new leads come in, you create almost a new version of the CRM. They were also working with another company that are providing leads for them, and they were also sending Excel sheets to this customer. So safe to say that it's not really the most efficient way to do a lead follow-up. It's very manual work. And it really made them lose a lot of time, right? They lost a lot of time doing this. And then they saw what is possible through a CRM tool like Dynamics 365 for sales. And also especially the AI part of this, where an AI tool, an AI assistant, was available to you default when you got the license. You immediately had the Copilot for sales included in the license, which means that you can use Copilot within your CRM. You can ask it questions. It can help you out determining what is the next best step to do within the sales process for your leads. So this is a really great tool if right now you don't really know how to deal with your leads, or what is the process. Do you do all the steps that you need to do in your sales process to get the lead towards actually closing a deal with you, right? That's the whole point, that you have a sales process that you can move somebody quickly from being unknown, like a cold lead, towards an actual project, or that they buy something from you. That's the whole point, that you want to have a streamlined process, and hopefully also a little bit automated, so you don't lose time just entering all of the information or trying to look for what did you say to the prospect 2 weeks ago in a meeting, and all of these kind of things. You don't want to lose time with that, because the time that you lose doing those things, you cannot actually have a conversation with the lead or with the prospect. You cannot actually move the deal ahead towards buying something from you, right? So the moment or the point is to, if you want to streamline these things, the point is to accelerate your sales process, is to move quicker, is to act quicker also. If a lead comes in, if they are ordering something, or if they're showing interest in a lead magnet, whatever it is, that you can really go quicker in your actions, so it's taking less time to get more revenue, right? That's the point. So this customer, they wanted to have a more streamlined process. They wanted to have like a tool that could help them achieve that. A tool, I would say, yeah, they were looking for a tool. Now, I have to be clear here, we're not selling tools. We are selling solutions. We are selling processes, right? I think that's important. Hey everybody, welcome to the join to the live stream here on TikTok, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, anywhere else. If you have any questions, put them in chat and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Now, I'm specifically monitoring TikTok because there's a lot of people there. So if you have any questions that are not getting answers on any of the other platforms, join us on TikTok. It's easier for me to see it, easier for me to follow up. So go to TikTok, Titanify, you will find us, you will find the live there, and you will be able to join and ask your questions. So the problem is clear, right? There is no clear CRM system in place. There is not really a streamlined sales process in place neither. So they asked us to help them out with streamlining the process, with actually visualizing the process, and all the other stuff that comes along with that. So our solution definitely will always revolve around Microsoft 365, around Dynamics 365, because it can do so many things for you. It can do a lot of things. It can help you streamline a lot of the process because it's all integrated with each other. So if you already have Excel, if you already have Word, if you already have SharePoint, whatever it is, then using something like Dynamics 365 makes a lot of sense because it's integrated with everything that Microsoft has already. So you don't need to spend time to integrate stuff. You don't need to spend a lot of time and money and effort to integrate Outlook, for example, with your CRM tool. It's already there, right? And the point is also, like, the biggest benefit for this to also use Copilot is that you can install Copilot for Sales also on your Outlook, and that everything is seamlessly. You can use Copilot for Sales in your Outlook, and you can ask questions again about a specific email that comes in from a lead or from a prospect or from a project that is already happening. Maybe it's an email from a customer that they are asking more questions about, maybe an extra project, an extra product, whatever it is that you're selling. So that is also possible. It's almost it is out of the box, right? You need to set it up, but it's out of the box. Now, still, I would say, there's a lot of things that you have to do manually, right? For sure. I mean, it's still a tool. It's a good tool. It's standardized. It's out of the box, has a lot of features already, but you still need to add the leads yourself. You still need to go through the whole process step by step, doing a lot of things manually. So that's why I say where we also add some extra benefits for our customers is that we try to automate most of the manual, mundane work that you can automate, right? Entering leads into your system, if the leads come from a source, like from another third party, and they are sending you emails with an Excel list full of leads, they should automatically be entered into the system. Or if you have a form on your website, these leads, if they fill out the form, they should be automatically entered into the system. These kind of stuff, it sounds simple, right? But if you don't automate that, things fall through the cracks, for sure, right? You will not, you will probably forget some of these. So that's why we also, besides just implementing the tools, we also make sure that some of these pieces of the process can be automated, will be automated. And that's what I wanted to show you today as well. This is one of the pieces that we automated to make it much, much easier for our customer to stay on top of things, right? Automating processes should help you accelerate what you're already doing. It should help you save time that you can use to, I don't know, to focus on the core things, the core tasks of your business. Like copying a name of a lead from an Excel sheet to a system is not your core business, right? It's not your core task to do. So you could either then delegate it to somebody or you can automate it. I guess automating it makes more sense because somebody that needs to do that job in the end, I mean, if you already see what AI is capable of doing, at certain points, I mean, AI will take over those kind of mundane, low-level tasks. So just make sure that you already have a process that automate those kind of things, so you don't need to spend time or effort into those kind of things, and brain space to make sure that everything is copied correctly and so on. I want to avoid those kind of things for sure for all my customers. If we see their current processes, we identify these pieces very quickly. I mean, if I would ask you, what is your current process, your current customer journey even? What is your current customer journey into your business? How do you make sure, or what are the stages that they go through, right? What are the stages that your potential customer is going through in your business? What happens? What happens if they pay? What happens if you do the onboarding? What happens if they are asking support questions? What happens in any of these cases? Whatever you need to do to deliver your product or your services, there are processes in your business, right? So if I ask you, show me your process, show me the steps in your process, I can assure you that I will be very quick to see where are the bottlenecks, where are the roadblocks, where is stuff getting clogged up, and where it needs improvement. Otherwise, you cannot scale if you have broken processes. If there is like one person that is holding back a whole process, you're not able to scale. You can do whatever you want, but if that kind of situation is not getting solved by streamlining, by maybe doing workarounds, or by automating, or I don't know what you need to do, but you have to address those kind of roadblocks before you can actually scale. And a lot of companies actually don't scale. They don't scale. They're scared of scaling. And that's why we have like, okay, this one, right? Scared of scaling, we got you, because we know that happens. We know these kind of roadblocks happen within your business, and that's what we are solving here. But to get to that point that you know what to solve, you actually need to visualize your processes. And in many cases, I would say, let's say in 60-70% of the cases, nobody has visualized processes. Nobody. They might know the process, for sure, but it's in their head, right? And they know, okay, when this happens, then he needs to do this and she needs to do that and blah, blah, blah. But it's in their head because they have been doing this for so long now that it just remains there. It remains in their head, and they say like, yeah, business as usual, it's fine. Everybody knows what they need to do. Yeah, everybody by themselves have the same process in their head, and they make their own version from that. But who says that is the actual process? And do you really think, if you would put two people together in like your whole process, right? You have your whole customer journey, and you have somebody on this end and somebody on this end, right? And you would ask both of them, what is the process? I'm pretty sure they will say different things. Maybe 80% will be the same, I guess, I hope. But 20% will be different. One person will say, yeah, I copy this document and then I make a new version. And this person will say, no, I just I don't know, send the document or just adjust the document itself, and stuff like that. Nuances in your process might be very different from one person to another. And that's the problem usually, because then maybe a lot of time is wasted by one person and not by the other one. But even the data that they're using might be different because they're doing it in a different way. So all of that to say is that if we're coming along and to not even fixing, but streamlining processes, we have to look at that, right? And This process that I'm going to show you right now is part of that, right? This is one simple piece of the puzzle within the whole customer journey, but it helps the customer tremendously to accelerate their sales process. And it gives them peace of mind that at least if something comes along, they're immediately notified. It's immediately in their system. They don't need to remember to put it into their system. And that's the biggest benefit, I think, from something like this. So let's really go a little bit deeper into the process itself so you know what I'm talking about, right? So this is the process. So as I told you, they're getting leads from a third party, and we had contact with the third party, and we said to them, look, we're gonna make it easy for ourselves, right? Because not for them, but for ourselves, we're gonna make it a little bit easier. Because technically spoken, yeah, I will show you the two options. So the first thing that usually happens is, okay, you send it to a specific email address. This is possible. You can send all of the leads to leads@customername.com, whatever. You could do that, right? Now, the way that we always work if we set up these kind of environments is that we want to set up a structure in Teams for sure, because this is collaboration, right? Remember, this is all about collaboration. And I just want to check that you can see everything here correctly. So, okay. So yeah, the customer is Tiaralu. But the thing that we do here, which I want to show you, is that we set up a structure, always an information architecture in Teams. If it's about collaboration, this is what we do with every single customer here. And yeah, I'm a bit distracted. But so this is what we do with every customer. And so for the reason of collaborating on sales and on leads, we created like a specific team called Tiaralu Leads. And this by effect creates a specific email address. Now, if you do it like that, what it will do is it will actually create an Office 365 group, right? And that also acts as a shared inbox. So this is also a shared inbox. It's leads@Tiaralu. Now, if we want to capture leads from that point, yeah, because of that. So if we, can you see this? Yeah, okay. So if you want to capture, you can actually do that. The point is that it's pretty tricky to get the emails from a group inbox. And the reason is because the emails that are getting sent to a group email inbox is being treated as conversations. The conversations, and I can show you actually, I can show you that, but I'm gonna show it on our accounts. I don't want to fiddle too much with customers' environments. You can see everything from our account, I don't care. So this, I just want to show you what happens if you have like a team here, so this is a team, and I'm just gonna go, okay, I'm just gonna go into SharePoint for now. I want to show you something. It's taking some time here. So in the meantime, if you're watching this online, and if you have any questions about what I'm doing here, or if you have any remarks on what I'm saying, because it's not because what I'm saying is the truth, you know. So if you have any feedback on what I'm saying, just give me a shout. Come on. No, perfect timing to fail on me now. Okay, so I just wanted to go to SharePoint. I can also go to another way to go to SharePoint, but I just wanted to show you. So there's a site connected to the team, right? And part of this site, so it's created and it has a group connected to it. So it's a public group, okay? It has 9 members. So this is an Office 365 group. It's a security group, it's a shared inbox. And a shared inbox, you can find out through conversations. And this will open Outlook and will open up the inbox of that group. So you go to groups, you can find here, something like that. Okay, it's a public group, and here you can see the emails coming through into the group. And this is treated as conversations. And it makes it pretty tricky to capture this in Power Automate, because you have the conversation, then there's threads in the conversation, and you have to break it all down. So what did we say now is, okay, don't bother sending it to that shared inbox. Send it to Teams, because we can get an email address, right? We can get an email address from this channel, and then we can ask them to send it to that channel, basically, right? That's what we can do. So good, we can do that. Now we're getting a channel message. Whenever somebody sends an email to that channel, it becomes a message, right? And the message is then, so if we go here. So this is kind of a test that we did recently. We send an email to this email address, and this is what it comes out. And we attach the Excel sheet, as we mentioned, that has the leads, right? So we make sure that they send it to that specific email address. We give them that email address. It's a pretty crazy email address. You can't really remember that, but it's fine for them. It's in their system, and they know that they have to send it to that email address, which means that now we can just have one action in Power Automate to capture that, and that's this one. When a new channel message is added, then do stuff, right? Okay, we get the message details, and it's pretty complex. I mean, it's step by step if you do this in Power Automate. It's no code, so it's a lot of clicking, but you really have to think about it and be strategic about it, because it starts pretty simple with this and parsing some JSON and getting the file and so on. But then some stuff happens on the file that we get, because the file that we're getting is an Excel, but it's in kind of a specific format from the third party, and it's not as straightforward as it would be. And we cannot really ask the third party to change all of that, because that's their process. And this is not a point of trying to integrate two parties with each other. It's a point of, look, we have our customer here that gets these files, and we are here to parse these files in a way that it's useful for them, right? I mean, if we would be asking the third party to change everything, that would not be fair, and probably they wouldn't do it, you know? So that's why we need to find a solution with what we're getting, and that's what we're doing here with the Excel. What we are actually doing is we are running a script on that Excel to just gather the information that is in the Excel, right? So, and if you would look at what is in the Excel, I'm just going to open this in Teams. So this is it, right? So it's you can see the first column, or even the headers are in 2 columns, right? And then you have the information. There's a lot of text here, and other stuff that is important for the leads. So these are the leads that are coming through from this third party. Okay. So it's not as straightforward. Again, this is not even a table, right? This is just text. So how do you get it out of there? Now, luckily enough, the third party is sending this kind of format each and every time. So we at least know that if we're running some scripts on it, we can gather the information from the right places in the Excel. So we get the rows, we get all of the rows, and then we get started. We do stuff. Each row is a new lead, so we need to add these new leads into the system. And the system being Dynamics 365 for sales. So as you can see here, and we go to leads, for example. So here we have a list of leads, so we need to add leads in here, right? This is what we need to do. We need to add leads in here, and then also verkoopkansen, or this is opportunities. So if there is an order, if there exists like an order in here, like if people order something like this one, this right here, this is an order by this specific lead, or even existing customer, maybe. So we need to capture this as well. So if we can capture this, which is just text, and at least it's a comma separated text, and we can extract that. The tricky part of this, and this is why we have built this automation, this is why I wanted to show you this, why it's so important, why this automation, as simple as it sounds, is pretty impactful, is because if our client gets this, right, this kind of text as an order, they need to find the products, they need to understand what they are trying to order here, and they need to put that into the system. So I have to create a lead, have to create opportunity, have to create an order, have to find the right kind of products and the quantities and all of that, and making sure that the order is related to what is shown here, right? Those are a lot of steps. And now this is only one here, but you can imagine if every single one of them starts ordering a lot of the stuff, it becomes pretty intensive as an administrative task to do. So that's why we created this automation. So we're extracting this information, and we're using AI to match what is here with the products that they have in stock. That's what we're doing. So again, think about, you get an Excel from anybody, there is some text in there that's supposed to be an order, and now you have to create the order itself in your system, in your CRM system, in your ERP system, whatever. How do you do that? Can you do that? Yeah, you could use this Excel, maybe upload it to ChatGPT and ask, what are they ordering? But that doesn't get your order created in your own ERP or CRM system. That's what we're doing here. That's the power of this kind of automation. We're running the script on the Excel, and so we're running the script on the Excel, and we're getting all of the leads, and per lead we also get the specific text that is about the order, and we can match what has been written to the products that are available, and we put that together into a draft of an order. Yes, the client still needs to accept the draft, of course. They still need to check. That will never go away. But at least they don't need to manually start looking around, finding the products, adding them, all of these kind of steps. This is all automated. That's why this is so crazy. For me, it's cool to be able to do that, right? And as a customer, this helps them so much. So much. It saves so much time. It is incredible. And for people that are watching this that are very technical, like me, they would say, yeah, but that's pretty easy to do. Yeah, kind of, maybe, but there's a lot of factors coming into play, like, okay, who is the lead? Is it already an existing lead? what are the products that they're ordering, are they in stock or not? If we create an order and we process the order, what will happen with the inventory? All of these kind of things, you need to think about those kind of things, right? And maybe they mistyped, maybe they have a typo in the products, maybe it's not the right product, I don't know. Maybe what they type is not available. These kind of things, you need to think about that. And you cannot really, you try to cover as many scenarios as you can, but you will not never be 100% covering everything, of course. But again, the 90% is pretty high in terms of covering a lot of the scenarios that are out there. And in most cases, I mean, again, 80 to 90% of the stuff is always the same if you have a decent process, right? Now, if you have people sending you leads or sending you information and every time it's a different format, that's a whole other thing. But even then, I would say that you can use AI to extract the information as well. So once we have each of the rows, right, then this is becoming a little bit more complicated. So we have to check like if these accounts already exist or not, right? If they exist, or if they, like we do a condition here and we check, okay, did we find any of the accounts or any of the contacts? If we didn't, if the length is equal to zero, sorry. If length is equal to 0, then you have to actually create the accounts and create a contact. And this, okay, just have to do like this, yeah. Add new contact, add new accounts, and update row, and I think this one is accounts with the contact. Okay, so. And then we do a simple condition here where we're looking at, okay, has this lead been ordering something? Like in the Excel, if you look at the Excel, is this empty or not, right? If it's empty, then we just create the lead. We add the lead. We don't need to do anything else. Okay. The real fun begins when they start ordering stuff. Because then we need to check what are the products. We have to get the price list and all of that. So we have to create a new opportunity because we don't want to create just a lead. So within Dynamics 365 for sales, you have leads, opportunities, accounts. A lead becomes an opportunity once you feel like, okay, they're ready to buy something. You already know what they're interested in, so you can add the products. You can add the products to your opportunity. So that's what we're doing here. So we add opportunity, and then what we're doing here is, this is a bit of a workaround that we had to do actually, because we're using a GPT prompt, right? So we're using AI here, and within Power Automate, you can create custom GPT prompts where you can insert tables as source. So I'm gonna have to expand this. Let's see if you can see this. So here. Wait, can I see this now? I think it's below. Yeah. So you can see here. So if we create a prompt, so we're using the prompt to extract the products. Remember to match the products in the Excel with the products that we have in our database. That's what we're doing here. So within a prompt, you can actually add data and you can add products. The product table. Oh, so the product table, you can add that here. Cool, right? Super good. So then you can also use this table in your prompt, and you can ask GPT, find the products in this table that have this name, and the name is coming from the Excel that we just extracted. That's what we thought we needed to do. Unfortunately, right now, at the moment of this recording, or this live, the GPT prompt cannot work with tables that have been created with a default language that is not English. So yeah, we had to figure that out ourselves, and there's no documentation about that, unfortunately. So yeah, and yeah, so it doesn't work. So we cannot use that. Now, what actually happens in the background is that there's like an API call going to the table. If you add a filter here, it will go get the right kind of rows from the table based on the filter, and then it will insert that data somewhere in your prompt. So I was thinking, how can we solve this, right? If we cannot use a table inside a prompt, what can we do? So then we just need to do a workaround, and basically what we did is, first we get the products from the Dataverse table. Doesn't matter if it's Dutch or English or French or whatever. You get the rows. Then to be able to use that into a prompt, so we get the rows here. To be able to use that into a prompt, you need to actually create the inputs into a prompt have to be text. Yeah, text. And so what you do is you create first, the output of this one is an array. So first we create an array, and then we get the string version of the array, and then we create a JSON version of the array, of the string, sorry, and then we put that into the prompt. You can see here there's two fields that we have defined. You can define as many fields as you want in here, doesn't matter. But we defined two fields, and we said like, okay, this is actually the JSON that you got. The JSON with all of the products from our database. So we do a workaround. Instead of adding the table directly into the prompt, we first get the products and we input them as a JSON string. Yeah, it's a string. So, and then in the prompt itself, always cool to see this stuff as well. Yeah, so we have our inputs, two inputs. So we have the order data that is coming from the Excel. This is the sample data here. And then you have the Dataverse rows, and here you have the sample data. So this is just a text field. So I'll show you have a text or you have a document, any of those two. You maybe, you know what, maybe it would be possible to add like an Excel file, maybe even. But text, okay? We use text. So this is a string of the JSON. Right? I'm thinking, no, well, so the list rows generates an array, not a JSON, an array. We create a string from the array so that we can create a JSON from it, like that. Anyway, so this is what we enter here. So this contains all of the products coming from the database with all of the metadata. The name, product number, whatever. All of this is getting entered into the prompt. So we say like, look, this is the prompt. You're an intelligent assistant. I will provide you with two inputs. A list of products from a live database formatted as JSON, because it's easier for a AI prompt to work with structured data than with unstructured data. If you want better results, you should try to provide as much structured data as possible. And then there's a user input describing quantities and product names. So this is coming from the Excel, right? So that's a little bit the grounding, if you want, for the prompt. So your task is to analyze the product data from the database, match the products in the user input. with the database records based on their name, then extract the quantity and product name from a user input, then retrieve the corresponding product OData ID. This is the specific field from the database. Now, from the database, of course, like if this would work, that we can input the Dataverse table, if it wouldn't be Dutch and all of that, this would actually just work as like this would work, right? This would work as well. You don't really need to specify here, not at least here, that it's just a JSON overview, right? So then use only products where the product structure value is 3. You can see here typos, fine, no worries. Use only product bundle, no simple products, no product where the hierarchy is verpakking. So we also say don't use that, don't use that. Return a JSON array of matched products. Each entry in the array should include product name, quantity. So this needs to, this is important. It has to contain these fields, so we can use these fields later in the automation, right? So then we say here's the database, and then here you can do the input of your JSON string. Now, you can also imagine that this is going to generate a lot of tokens, which is correct, but it works. So it's a bit of a workaround. It's not the prettiest, but it works. You have the user data, and then I want to say, or it has to return a JSON with these kind of things. Then I had to, I had to add this. Sometimes you need to add more context because otherwise it will not produce the right kind of information. And one of the things that sometimes it does is it will start with something like this at the beginning of the answer. And then I say, do not add that. And if I test the prompt, I get a JSON with the products, as you can see here. This is the prompt response. So this is the prompt response based on sample input. So based on this and this, right? So this is what we get from the Excel. This is what is in the database, and this is the output. So product name, quantity, product ID. This is what they have ordered, right? So that's the power of using something like this. And we have to fine tune it, we have to keep fine tuning it so that the margin of error, right, is as low as possible, for sure. But to get this already, I mean, again, you start with something like this, right? You start with something like this here. And through automation, you get this. For me, that's amazing. For me, I think that's super powerful, right? And this is one automation in your whole process. So once you start mixing and matching all these processes together, using AI wherever you can to enhance the results or to enhance the automation, that's super powerful. That is super powerful. No more having to search for products, copy pasting it, making sure the product ID is correct and whatnot. You know, no, you just use AI for this. Now, so we have the output here, right? So you can see also, because I said don't add this, because if I would remove that, you'll see, it's fine, but just don't want to. Here you go. It starts with this. So it starts with this. So that's why I enter. Don't start with that. So it doesn't. I don't know why it would start with that anyway, but then it doesn't. And you can see again, fine tuning. Now it has 3 products. It had more before. So it's a matter of fine tuning for sure. But this helps so much, right? This helps so much. And the fact is also that these prompts are based on OpenAI models, the GPT models from OpenAI. So whenever they, meaning OpenAI comes with a new version, you get the benefit of being able to use that new version, and it becomes better and better and better and better. So I think this is really cool. I didn't have to code anything. It is kind of prompt engineering for sure, 100%, to fine tune all of this to make sure that it's always the same result, as in always making sure that the products that you are getting out of it are correct. It has to do with some prompt engineering for sure, but this is a great start. Then we have the JSON, right? We know it's a JSON. Now the output, it's a structured output, so we can parse it, but we still have to parse and rule it into a JSON. Another thing that, and again, if you think about how old this is only 1 year old, not even. They still need to fix a lot of the bugs here, and one of the things is, like, what you are able to do is you can say the output is JSON actually. So I don't even need to say it has to be JSON. It will do it by itself. You have to provide the scheme of the JSON and so on, but I've tried it, it doesn't work. It doesn't work 100%. So in terms of output, it doesn't give you always the JSON, sometimes it's empty. So it's still a lot of trial and error. That's why I prefer just to output the text and just tell the prompt to give me the JSON, and then I will do whatever I need to do with it. But then each time it actually produces the result. It's not going to be empty for sure. Because then I can just parse the JSON, and whatever I need to do with the results from that, I can do. So once we get the products, what we need to do is we actually need to add the products into the opportunity. So if you look here, for example, this is an opportunity that has been generated by the automation, and we have the products added in here. So these are the products that we add in here, and anything that is related to the products as well. So I'm not sure why it's doing that, but everything in here is either a product or related to the products, right? And then when we create a quotes, we could automate this part as well. It's not that difficult. We haven't done so yet, because you can just create very simply a new quote, and it will automatically add the products from the opportunity. So it's one click and you have the draft already. So it's not that big of a time save if you would automate it or not. Anyway, but that's the point, that this is getting added from their database, from the Excel. Is getting added in here. It's ready to go, ready to create your quote from that. So I think that's pretty cool. Otherwise, what do you need to do? You need to, you have to say, okay, product toevoegen, add product, add product, add product, product toevoegen. You do this, and then you get this one, and you click and la 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 la. I mean, okay, you could do it, if it's only one product that they are ordering, it's not that big of a deal. But if you get 10 orders at the same time, and they all need different stuff, then you're busy. You're going to be busy with this, right? So that's why we automate this, and we add these products automatically. Then you have more conditions and so on. So eventually, if I open everything in this automation, and I'll try to do that, it takes definitely some it takes a lot of your memory of your computer. So you want to have like a decent computer to be able to do all of this consistently. So there we go, and then I think here, there's one more action here, but not here. Adding a lead without an email, for example. Here's no action here. What is here? No action here. So basically, extracting the information from the Excel is, this is what you need to create as an automation. A lot of stuff can be duplicated here, a lot of the actions. It depends on where you're at the path. But this is what we created, just to get information from this Excel into this overview right here. And yeah, it's pretty complicated, right? Again, it starts simple enough. A new message is added, and then it starts trying to extract all of the information. And the GPT prompt is just one action of this, right? Because then you have to do something with the data. You have to manipulate the data. You have to add the data or whatnot. So it can be very complex. I would say that if you're skilled at this doesn't have to take that long. But the biggest part, the biggest time sucking that it does here, the biggest time waste? No, it's not even waste. How do you say it? The biggest time drain, right? The most time that you spend, okay. The most time that you spend on this is actually trying to think about what is the next step, and what if this happens, what if this condition is true and false, and are the conditions correct? Should I check on this field and that field? What happens if it already exists? You know, all of these kind of conditions and different paths, that's what's taking the most time. The testing takes a lot of time as well, trial and error, you know, all the time. That takes a lot of time as well. The benefit of this is now that we have this, there's actually the option to export this automation. So if we do this for another customer, then it halves, like the time that we spend on this is cut in half, because we already have it. Now, again, the most time that it will take, again, is figuring out the current process, the data, the manipulations, and all of that. So it's designed for your company, it's designed for your business. And I think that's also a big point here to make is we create these processes for your company. This is custom-made automations, right? And this level of customization also, that is very hard to do with some of these other tools that are out there. And I'm not talking about Zapier or Make.com. You can do that. Well, this, I guess you could do that with them as well. But if we're looking at a CRM tool, for example, if we're looking at automations that you can put in there, the fact that Power Automate is part of the Microsoft 365 ecosystem makes it easy to use actions like adding new rows into the database, into your CRM tool, and so on. All of these things in the background, they're API calls for sure. But if you do this with Zapier and Make.com, and you use other CRM tools, or then you gather an email and you have to send it to a CRM tool, you could do that. The downside is that you have to maintain the automation for all of these tools, meaning like if you use, let's say you use Google email, you use Pipedrive, you use Excel, maybe use Excel, and any other tool, I don't know, to communicate, maybe Slack. Okay, 4 tools. So you actually are creating an automation that will integrate 4 tools. Good. But then you need to make sure that you can maintain the automation whenever one of these 4 would change. They would change, I don't know, API calls, or they would change formatting, or they would change access, I don't know. And then you're stuck with an automation, and you need to make sure that 4 of these things keep running. In Power Automate, because it's part of the ecosystem, you don't need those integrations. You need integrations with the tools itself into Power Automate. But the fact is that most of these things, even if they change, even if the tools change, I mean, it's still in the Microsoft ecosystem. They understand as well that they need to make sure that whatever automation that has been created still needs to work, even if they change something, because otherwise we're stuck again, right? But it's all in the same ecosystem. I would say that is the biggest benefit to be able to use something like Power Automate in combination with Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365. You don't need to worry about what if Google changes a format again. Or less. You need to worry less. Let's say less, right? I know what you would say, like, okay, but Microsoft changes a lot of times as well. But it's in the same ecosystem. You have the same licenses, the same credentials. Everything runs on that same credential here. So you don't need more, you know. So I think that's a big advantage. Not to say it's not complicated, but it's definitely really good to automate your processes this way. So I guess that's really what I wanted to show to you today. I don't think much more need to be said about this. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, but maybe that's for another day, but is about what other tools are out there in Dynamics 365. And that could be a subject for another time, but I definitely don't want to go away. I just want to show you some teasers, actually. I think that's a good idea. Although I need to make sure that you can hear this desktop audio. I don't know. It's Blackmagic device that I have here. So, because I want to make sure that if I play a video here, well, maybe inactivity. How can I be an inactive TikTok on the live studio if I'm streaming? You have to explain that to me, please. Come on. So they give you a notification in TikTok live studio after an hour that you're inactive. I don't know. How should I do this? I want to show you this video right here, but I want to make sure that you get the audio as well. Let me just check if I play this.
Products used on the job.
Well, I guess you can just listen in through the audio of the computer itself, like that. Well, so what I want to close off with, and then I want to give it as a teaser for the next stream, is to show you a little bit about Dynamics 365 Field Service. It's a tool that I recently started to discover, I would say, based on the requirements for one of our customers, where they have a team of employees, team members that go out there and they repair windows at people's houses. So it's a field service. It's what it's called, right? It's a field service, and Microsoft has a product called Dynamics 365 Field Service. And it looks like this. Let's see if I can open this here. A lot of stuff is open. Let me go find. Wait, I have to go here. Oh, no. Where is mine? I can go here, sorry. And then I can go to my apps, and I can go to field service, okay. So, field service. This is field service. This is like Dynamics 365 for Sales, another app on Dynamics 365 environment. And basically, it's for field service situations. You can create work orders. You can create a schedule board, and this is, I think this is pretty cool, because you can automate your scheduling. And I have, wait, here, and you have some, so here you have availability. No, just checking. Okay, I'll just open it. I don't know. It's here. Yeah. Okay. You can see this. Yeah. So here you can see like a schedule of people doing some work orders, right? So you can actually have AI automated this for you as well, like your scheduling and how much time it takes to travel to these places and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool. So they have work orders. Actually, this is my environment, and I'm thinking service sales. Huh. I thought I had more options on the left. Wait, I also have a demo environment. Hold on. Is it this one? Yeah. So this is a demo environment. You can see I have much more here. So here you can see again work orders, schedule board, resource requirements. You have the bookings. I still need to figure out a little bit of what each entity entails. You have cases, agreements, assets. You can work with subcontractors here as well. You have time entries, time off requests. Oh, yeah, you cannot see that, but wait. So here, you can see all of these kind of things here. This is inside field service. Work orders, schedule board, bookings, all of these things. So it's pretty extensive, even for, I mean, you would say maybe that's overkill for an SMB, but I don't think so. Because also the pricing structure is pretty okay, I would say. I think a field service license is 100 per user per month. But you get all of this. Again, it's the same as like with Dynamics 365 for sales. Yeah, you pay like 100 euros per user per month, but you get everything. You can customize everything. You have the AI assistant. You have everything that you need and more, right? So I think that's pretty cool. With one license, you get all of this. And if you think about, I was checking some competitors for this as well, like ERP systems and so on. And if I see competitors, they start cheap. They start like the basic version is pretty cheap. But then, yeah, you need this add-on, you need that add-on, you need that add-on. And altogether, you're at the same price as just one license for Dynamics 365. Not just that. Maybe for each add-on, they ask an implementation fee or whatever, and boom, right? Extra costs. Or every time that you have a support call with them, boom, extra costs. All of these kind of things. And they add up pretty quickly because that's their business model. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with that. But if you have to make a decision between which ERP to use, I would say use something that has the possibility for you to grow with the company. That your ERP system, your CRM system can grow with your company. Can grow with your company without having to even spend more because of the growth, if that makes sense. Because like some tools out there, they say, okay, there's the fixed price per month, the subscription price. But then there's a fixed price, fixed subscription price, but then this is for, I don't know, 5 users, or this is for 5 requests per month, or for 10 requests, I don't know. There's a specific threshold, there's a specific limit to it. And once you're growing as a company, I mean, once you're growing as a company, and the amount of users go up, the amount of requests, the amount of data, the amount of storage, all of that goes up. This means that the tool itself, the cheaper tool, yeah, it can grow with your company, but it will add a lot of extra costs. While with Dynamics 365, there is a part of that, but the limits are so high, the threshold is so high that you would have to become a corporate in just a couple of days to be able to reach that kind of threshold. And I think that's the biggest benefit as well for something like Dynamics 365, where you don't need to worry too much about if you're going to hit the limit of storage or the limit of amount of contacts, amount of emails that you can send, amount of requests that you can get, support requests, whatever. They don't work like that. With Microsoft, it's all about the amount of users that it is using the tool. It's about licenses. That's what Microsoft does. It's about licenses. So if you only have a couple of people in your company, then this is pretty cost effective. Even later, even if you're growing, even if you need more stuff, even if you have to customize some of these kind of things, you're not limited anymore. That's what I would say. That's what I would think is the biggest benefit of something like this. So I will leave you with 2 videos. Let's see if that works. And that's also an experiment for me to see if this works. 2 new features for field service. That's what I want to show you. First one is, I think this was about, let's just see. I'll shut up. Work order management.
Introducing the new work order experience in Microsoft Dynamics 365 Field Service. With this new user experience, a service manager can quickly see all the needed information at a glance. They can make updates in line or in a side panel, making sure they never lose context. Clicking into a work order allows the service manager to make more advanced reviews and adjustments. Copilot provides a quick recap of the entire work order, making it easy to catch up quickly. Relevant suggestions appear based on booking statuses, such as recommendations to schedule the work order, details of the scheduled work order, or the summary of a completed job. This means service managers can confirm details and confidently close the work order, knowing that it was all done to meet and exceed customer needs. Service managers are also provided with concise information about the work order, like customer contacts, the work location, and financials. The asset tree provides a unified view of all the asset details, showing the assets in the work order and also assets associated to line items and tasks. Updates can be made without leaving the work order experience. Products and services are available in a single view with easy-to-edit cost and estimate information. Financial summaries help the service manager ensure work is completed on budget. Service managers can prep the work order with all the tasks the technician needs to complete. They can easily attach mixed reality guides and inspection procedures. They can link information that can help the technician complete their work, such as knowledge articles. They can also review the information and media that has been added on site by technicians. All of this is customizable to meet the unique needs of your company. Empower your service staff with modern tooling to achieve more. Get started today with Microsoft Field Service.
I mean, that's one of the new features here, and you can tell that Microsoft is really good at creating these kind of demo videos where they show a lot of the features already that makes you excited about this tool. You still need to customize a lot of this, and you need to set it up and integrate and blah, blah, blah. So what they show you is the end result, but there's a lot of stuff still needs to happen to get to that point. But it looks amazing. I mean, from my perspective, if I think about companies that could use this, that's pretty cool. And there are other tools out there. Again, yes, there are tools out there specifically for industries. This tool and other tools in Dynamics 365 are generally created for more than one industry in mind, which is a good thing and a bad thing. A good thing is that it doesn't matter which industry you are, you can use this. Bad thing is It's still not specifically only for your industry, but honestly, do you want that? Do you want just a tool that is just specifically for your industry? The problem with that, I would say, is that if you choose that kind of a product, I don't know. It seems like that you're limiting yourself to one, maybe to one vendor even, to provide you with that, and then you're stuck with that. And if you're not happy, you cannot change because the product is there, and the product is only for you, and the product is only for your industry, and you cannot go anywhere else. This gives you at least the flexibility to also shape it a little bit more to your specific needs. There's always something more specific to your company than to another, even in the same industry. So being able to have that possibility with this one, I think, is a benefit for sure. Last one. Their mobile app for field service.
Introducing the new mobile experience in Microsoft Dynamics 365 Field Service. The seamless interface allows field service technicians to swiftly access all the information they need. They can change the status of their booking with a quick swipe, and with a tap get directions to the customer's site. Once on site, a technician can see everything about their work order and easily change their status at the bottom of the screen. There's a checklist for all tasks, whether it's a guide, inspection, or regular item. If the technician ever feels stuck and needs help with a procedure, they can easily access the integrated library of guides full of step-by-step instructions. When the task is done, it can be simply checked off. Technicians can mark completed services and log their execution time with just a touch. They can also track the quantity of products used on the job. The technician also has the option to add notes and attach pictures and videos for clear communication. All these capabilities and more are now available on Field Service Mobile, ensuring field service technicians can navigate their work with ease and remain focused on delivering exceptional service.
I mean, if I see that again, it makes me excited to jump in and to start using this tool. I don't need it for my company for sure, but it's just cool to see what is possible, and that's what I wanted to end this stream with, showing you what is possible, showing you the possibilities of using Microsoft 365 and Dynamics 365 and Power Automate, Power Apps to streamline your processes. That's what it's all about. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something from this, or that you, I don't know, you're inspired to automate your processes. I think if there's one goal for me for doing this, is to show you what is possible, is to get you dreaming, and to show you, to inspire you that it doesn't have to be business as usual. You can evolve as a business into a digital transformation for your business, more automated, more streamlined, with these kind of tools. And I think not just digital transformation for the sake of it, but for sure, doing this kind of streamlining so you're future proof, and I would almost say you only have to do this once, right? If you're a company that is growing, you've been doing this for a couple of years now, unless you would change your complete business model, unless you would change your vertical, your products, I don't know. But you will be doing the same thing for the next couple of years. You're just going to do it more, better, for more people. So whatever you decide to do now in terms of streamlining, automating, improving your structure, improving your data information or your information architecture, improving your ERP system, your CRM system, whatever. If you do it now, using what I just showed you, you get the possibility to enjoy that for the years to come, and having a solid foundation to build upon, to scale your business on a solid foundation. And that's what I stand for. That's what I want to achieve for you. A way to install a foundation that you can enjoy for many years to come. And you do it only once. You only have to do it once. I'm not here to sell you ongoing implementation projects that just takes months and months and years to deliver anything, and then at the end of the road you have to start all over again because all of the things have changed again. No, I want to help you build processes, streamline your processes. I'm not here to install tools. I'm here to install better processes. So that's my goal here. That's my hope for you. That's my resolution for the new year. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you got something from this. And yeah, that this is 2024. This has been a great year for us. And I'm hoping that it will be a better year even more in 2025. Enjoy the rest of this year. Have some great New Year's Eve celebrations, and we'll see each other next year. Bye-bye.